Welcome back to another episode of the Supernaturals podcast. We are your hosts. That's Jake. I'm Cal.
Hello.
And today we're doing a very theoretical episode of the Supernaturals. And we'll dive into what that means here in a second. But first,
it's our second to last episode of the season.
Mm-hmm. We are almost done. So for those of you that have followed along through season 2, we thank you for staying with us. And we hope that you've thoroughly enjoyed the season as we have. We have had a lot of positives. Mm-hmm. We've had only a few negatives, I'd say. I can't...
Less than...
season 1.
Yeah.
So we're getting better, which is nice to know. And yeah, you know what? I think hopefully you guys have really enjoyed this. If you haven't, if this is your first episode, please go back and check out season 1. We have a whole plethora of content episodes that you guys can still listen to.
Over 50 now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is, I don't know what this number is, but over 50 episodes that you can dive into. Some of them are obviously more timely than others, so we understand if you want to skip out on those. But we have a lot of cool unsolved mysteries, things like that.
Oh, yeah.
That you can dive into.
Some of the unsolved mysteries are like one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Favorite topics that we've done.
I would agree. There's some on-location episodes, which were a lot of fun to do. Mm-hmm. We have some guest episodes in there that were kind of fun. And then, so we're wrapping up season 2. Got a crazy season 3 planned. We do know that you guys like the fan submission story episodes.
Yes. And just stick around through the intermission because we will have highlights coming out. We'll have our holiday specials like always, like last year.
Yes, follow us on our social media if you want to stay up to date, because obviously after Halloween, episodes will no longer release weekly until like next April, which is when season 3 will come out. But we will have holiday specials to tide you guys over until then. And if you're on our YouTube, you'll see we're doing a little new series. It's just like highlights of older episodes that we've done, and we kind of add some cool edits and stuff like that to them. So, stay tuned for that. And cool. That is all from me.
I'm super excited for season 3.
Yeah, season 3 is going to be intense. I think
we're taking it to another level.
Yeah.
To say the least, really.
There's a lot of stories that we found that are just so strange and enticing. And I mean, some of them, reading about them just gave me goosebumps. So that's always a good sign for the type of content that we're doing. So
yeah, and hopefully we can get some more on locations going because those seem to be really like popular.
Mm-hmm. They're just hard to do.
Yeah,
with us being a newer podcast. But yeah, we do have some big plans for on location, including Romania, Paris, all that. But that'll obviously come further down the line.
Yeah.
So any sponsors, hit us up, make it happen. No, but yeah, we have really big plans for this podcast. And also, if you follow us on YouTube, we are releasing short films and
taking submissions.
We are taking submissions.
A lot of you guys have sent feature length films, and why we right now love that.
Yeah.
We can't afford that.
we can't afford to
pay your $1 million movie.
Yeah, we can't do that yet, but that is our plan.
It is
our plan. We do want to fund films like that. Right now, we can only kind of do this short film thing, but
and we have some more coming out.
So if you guys have any short films, or maybe if you have one and just need a place to put it to where eyes can see it, then yeah, we would love to share that. We would love to
highly recommend ones that are already done or near done.
Yeah. But if you need funding, obviously it's not out of the question. Just know you're a little tight.
It is limited. So yeah, we can discuss that further, but yeah, check us out. check out our short films because SPN is where it's at.
Yeah.
The new face of horror.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, anyway, enough self-plugging here. Yes.
And if you skip through that part, we're back. We're back.
To tie it up, basically, thank you for listening and staying tuned with us. We, if you have any ideas for any more episodes or anything like that, anything you want us to look into, let us know. Send us an email. We will gladly take a look at it.
And one last thing, actually, on our fans is we see you. We appreciate the people that are taking the time to listen to us because that means a lot. So thank you guys.
And those of you that reach out and say, that you enjoy listening to us and things like that, it honestly,
fuels the fire, baby.
A little comment like that definitely helps us. It's kind of cool because there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that
no one sees.
Nobody sees.
No one sees.
We're not getting paid like a whole lot, so we're just trying to.
We do it because we like it.
Yeah. So it is just because of that.
There are tough days that are mentally draining.
The point is, I'm not saying we need to get paid, but what I'm saying is that a comment like that, it definitely helps like make the work worth it.
100%. 100%.
And it always will, because that's the whole point is that we're just trying to bring the conversation to you guys, and we want to. Yeah, we all just love horror and we love spooky things and
what a genre to share the ideas.
Exactly. So,
right.
Yeah. Anyway,
let's jump into this.
Let's jump in today's episode, guys.
I'm excited for a theory, I guess.
Yes, this one was, I'm not going to lie to you, a bit of a challenge to put together.
Really?
Yeah, it was a bit of a challenge. The reason being because it's not an actual thing. Now, I heard about it and it was brought up to me like it was an actual thing.
See, I thought that's how you described it to me before you researched it. You're like, dude, this will be a sick idea.
Yeah, but the more that I researched it, the more almost it became more interesting. And there's a reason why it's not a big deal, because it is insanely hypothetical.
Okay.
It's like entirely theoretical. It's not a legit thing, but that's why not a lot of people know about it. Like, you didn't hear about it.
It's true. Not until you had said it.
But you do have to think about it. If it was a legit thing, everybody probably would have heard about it.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So let me take a sip of this coffee and then we'll find out.
That's coffee?
It's the Irish cream one.
Oh. Monster, please sponsor us.
Yes, I will actually do that. Like,
I'll drink all your coffee.
If Monster, if you do, like, I don't want to shout somebody out if I don't have to, because I'm not getting paid for it. I will shout them out all day long. Everybody who knows me knows this is like,
it's his life.
It is. It's just so, Monster. I'm your guy.
This isn't even a paid ad.
Anyway, let's dive in, everybody, to the second to last episode of the Supernaturals podcast.
What a ride.
Season 2.
What a ride.
Have you ever seen a horror or a crime movie where a serial killer has a calling card? Maybe they leave something behind to show that they were the ones that were responsible.
I have.
Like the Joker in The Dark Knight.
Or Jigsaw in Saw.
Or Jigsaw. Exactly.
Did I speak too fast there?
No, you're good. You're good. I only had the Joker. So
you're good. Yeah.
One may wonder why they do that. Could it be that they want the attention? Or could it be that they have this overbearing feeling to take responsibility for the horrible crime they committed? Well, our story today involves a certain calling card. And this calling card is the root for our final unsolved mystery episode of the season. In fact, this mystery is so strange and haunting that it is precisely the reason that we saved it for the end of the season. We are going to start with a case. One Brian Schaefer. Lock it.
Strap in, baby. Let's go. Tell us about Brian.
Now, you're going to have to, I actually want you to like, I'm not saying you don't, but like really think about this, because
Oh, I will.
Like I said, there's not an answer.
I'll have questions. I'll be like speculating.
There's not an answer
Theorizing.
to this. There's no right or wrong answer, class. So, all right. Our first part of the story looks at one Brian Schaefer. Born on February 11th, 1979, Schaefer grew up in a suburb outside the town of Columbus, Ohio. He graduated from high school in 1997 and decided to go to the local college that was the Ohio State University. He began studying at the College of Medicine there in 2004, where he met a fellow student, Alexis Wagoner, and the two fell in love. His second year at the College of Medicine, Alexis and all of her friends believed that Brian was going to propose to her sometime in the near future. In fact, Alexis had a pretty good idea when it was going to happen. Their friend group knew of a planned trip for a spring break adventure the coming April to Miami Beach that Brian and Alexis were taking.
Oh, what a great place to go, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Look at your shirt.
Look at my shirt. Got a dolphin shirt on for anybody listening. So. Although a Midwest boy, Brian loved the tropical and laid-back lifestyle. He often said his true calling was to play in a band like Jimmy Buffett. However, the same year, Brian's mom died of blood cancer. Brian's friends all said that on the outside, he took the loss really well. But everyone knew that deep down, it was low-key killing him. So came March 31st of 2006. Classes at OSU just ended and everyone was getting ready for spring break. After countless nights of no sleep as he crammed for the final tests, Brian decided to go and have a steak dinner with his dad, Randy. After dinner, Brian met up with a friend, William Clint Florence, at the Ugly Tuna Saloona, which was a bar downtown. What a name.
What a name. Let's go to the Ugly Tuna.
The Ugly Tuna Saloona. So not like the saloon.
Yeah.
They just like played into it. An hour into their nightly celebration, Brian called Alexis, who had just returned home from a trip back home in Toledo. Brian and Clint then went bar hopping, having a shot or two each bar that they went to. As you do. A little after midnight, Brian and Clint met up with one of Clint's friends, one Meredith Reed. She gave them a ride back to the Ugly Tuna Saloona, and the three of them enjoyed one last round of drinks before calling it a night. At one point, Brian got up and walked outside the bar just before 2 a.m., and when 2 a.m. hit, Clint and Meredith headed outside with the rest of the closing bar crowd. They tried looking for Brian, but were unsuccessful. They tried calling him, but there was no answer. Before long, the two of them thought that maybe Brian returned back to his apartment. The following day, there was no word from him. On Monday, Brian missed his flight to Miami with Alexis, and after that, he was classified as missing.
Damn.
So that is why we always have our find my location or whatever on a night out.
That we do. Because you never know when someone's going to get lost. And we've had many times where people do get lost. But we find them because you got to find your friends on.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. How many times have like our friends gotten mad and then like somebody storms off and then like we don't see them again until like the next day, but we know their locations, so we check it and just be like, okay, they're fine.
But wasn't this in 2007?
This was.
So this was like
before that.
Yeah. Before iPhones.
I'm just saying like now.
Yeah.
It's a good feature to have.
Yeah. 100%.
Because stuff like this does unfortunately happen.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like a big athletic dude.
Yeah.
And just like disappeared.
You never know.
Never know. So
that's insane.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what you're going through that night as a friend of him. Just going like, where the fuck is he?
Yeah, exactly.
And you probably can't sleep.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you wake up and he's still not there.
Yeah.
And then that's probably when it sets in like, oh shit, this is serious.
Yep. Now here's where things get weird. This is the investigation. Obviously, police began their investigation at Ugly Tuna. Good God. Ugly Tuna Saloona.
Makes sense.
It's such a gross name that I did. I'm kidding. It's a cool name. They discovered multiple security cameras and watched the entire night. They noticed Brian getting on the escalator that led up to the main entrance of the bar at around 1:15 a.m.
It's an escalator in the bar?
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
I know. Then at around 1:55 a.m., so 1:55, literally 5 minutes before 2 a.m. when the rest of everybody else came out, they saw Brian talking with two women outside of the bar for a few moments before hugging them and saying goodbye. That was when Brian walked off camera, and that was the last time Brian was ever seen.
Damn.
So strange. They checked every camera, which showed every possible angle of leaving the building, and not on any one of them showed Brian leaving the building. It became apparent that maybe Bryant didn't want to be seen leaving. Perhaps he changed clothes, put on a hat, kept his head down. Really, anything was on the table now. Police posted flyers of Brian and his identifiable tattoo, a stick figure artwork of the single Alive by Pearl Jam, hoping somebody would have seen him. They checked dumpsters, alleyways, even sewers, nothing. No other bar or street cameras even saw Brian. He just vanished. His car was still parked at his apartment, and there was no sign that things were out of the ordinary. The police started looking at other possibilities as opposed to foul play. The leading theory was that since his mother had died, he went off to mourn in isolation. However, that isolation became permanent. In fact, a bunch of people that knew Brian actually believed he vanished to go live his dream life in a tropical paradise. Police also asked everyone Brian saw that night to take lie detector tests. Everyone did and passed theirs, except for Clint. He refused to take one altogether, which was definitely a bit strange. Alexis called Brian's phone every night for a long time after he disappeared. It would always go straight to voicemail, but his voice was something that she loved hearing. Until one night in September of that year, the phone rang 3 times before going to voicemail. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
So she reached out to police, who then reached out to Singular, which was Brian's wireless provider, and they said that what she heard was probably a computer glitch. That is until they looked further into it, and the ring that night gave off a pinged location, which was 14 miles northwest of Columbus. But sadly, that never amounted to anything.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know.
That would be kind of strange, though. It's like every time it's a voicemail, and all of a sudden it just rings a few more times. And you're like, what the fuck?
Whoa. Yeah, you're like, wait, oh, God, that's got to suck. Because I'm sure she was
to
thinking,
keep calling. That's insane.
She did it because
I know, but
she liked hearing his voice.
That's
So
that's why I find it so hard that he went and just like lived this tropical paradise BS. Because like if you're gonna propose to this girl and she like loves you clearly this much, you're not just randomly disappearing and saying fuck you, bye.
Yeah,
there's no fucking way.
And that's the thing too, is like, yeah, you have this person in your life that you're about to marry, and you're doing all this. Like, I mean, he was. What was it, med school or something?
Yeah.
He was like going to school for some crazy stuff. He had a good life ahead of him. And I just don't believe that he would just take off like that. I mean, yeah, the loss of his mom, that's gotta suck. But you usually, at least from my experience, you lean on the people that you have, and you have a girl that loves you like this. I mean, yeah, you lean on that, but
people could speculate of him being with a couple girls outside the bar. Maybe they just were friends talking. Who knows?
Yeah. So his girl Alexis, though, I feel so bad because, like, think about it. You call and it goes straight to voicemail. Like, his phone died.
Probably like 20 days in a row.
And you're hearing. Well, this was in he disappeared in like almost April, like March, April, or whatever. They were about to go on spring break. And she called him like every day from that point forward, all the way for the rest of the year. And then September, you get the 3 ring thing, and you that when she called, she heard the first ring and was like,
heart sinks,
oh my God,
is someone someone gonna pick up?
And maybe then it just gets to like the 3rd one, and then it goes, oh, dude, I'd be so bummed. Oh, it hurts to think about. Mm-hmm. Damn, that's brutal. Yeah. Anyway.
Very sad.
It is sad. So even Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam asked between songs at a concert nearby to give any information anyone had to Brian's disappearance to the local authorities. Good on him. Police received tips about Brian's whereabouts in Texas, Michigan, and even Sweden, but still nothing.
Sweden?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know.
Just fuck it. Go to Sweden.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think anybody knows. But it became like a worldwide thing, you know?
But like, are these just like tips that came in of people saying they saw him?
Yeah.
Interesting.
They were all just tips. But Brian's father, Randy, was searching for his son himself. He even went to a psychic and was told by them that they would find Brian's body in a river near a bridge pier. So Randy and his other son.
No fucking way they find his body.
So Randy.
That's fucking crazy.
So Randy and his other son and a few other citizens went to check the river near the bar where Brian was last seen. Police ended up helping with the search, and while they did not find Brian, they did find a massive spray-painted image of a smiley face. And that leads us into our story today. While it is important to note that the smiley face killer was later rejected as the cause for Brian's disappearance, his case is still one of the main factors for connecting other various murder cases. So let's dive into it. As I said, the smiley face theory is
I was so drawn into that story. I wanted more.
I know. It's unfortunate it ended there. Well, the other one I have is pretty freaking crazy too. But so that one.
So somehow this all relates back to that, I would assume.
So again, it's not fully. It's not ever going to be accepted as a factual reason for these men disappearing. But there are parts of this theory that are too strange, in my opinion, to overlook.
Yeah.
And that's why we're doing this. So.
Well, I'm hooked. Let's go.
The next chapter, the Smiley Face Murders. Retired New York City detectives Kevin Gannon and Anthony Duarte teamed up with Dr. Lee Gilbertson, a criminal justice professor at St. Cloud University. They were working on a theory that connects 45 young college-aged men who died near rivers or other bodies of water across the Midwest from the 1990s to the 2010s. These cases were all eerily similar, as each victim was college-aged, most of them white, successful, and athletic. Each one was out drinking at either a bar or a party before their disappearance. The term smiley face came into play because at over a dozen of areas where these men were last seen alive, there were graffiti markings of a smiley face. At first, the theory stated that one killer was doing all this, but when researching multiple cases and attempting to line up the timelines, it was realized that it would be quite hard for one individual to do this. So now the theory states that it is most likely a group or cult of killers.
Interesting. Okay.
Apparently, the team working on the theory have also discovered other symbols that are found at each crime scene, but they have only disclosed those with law enforcement. The reason being because since this theory has become popular, the fear of a copycat came into play. Now, if only a select few individuals were aware of the other symbols, it would be harder for a copycat to know those, and thus authorities could narrow down their search for the original killer or killers. Which makes sense. Mm-hmm. But we have the smiley face, so there you go. But
interesting theory. Cult, huh?
A potential, yes. Criticism. Obviously, this sort of theory would be met with criticism. Multiple police departments have claimed that there is no truth to these deaths, or to the deaths, about the smiley face killer's involvement. In fact, killer. In fact, the La Crosse Police Department in Wisconsin said that they believe the men who died in these cases were all just drunk and fell into water and drowned. That's kind of
that's a cop out.
Yeah.
It's a cop out answer, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Another critic, Pat Brown, said that he believes if you go into a city and walk around for 5 miles, you'll see a graffiti of a smiley face somewhere as it's a common symbol.
I can understand that, though.
I do too. Now, the only thing is, you can also think these were all found on like rocks and the underpasses and think like literally when they would find these men in these rivers, there would be a rock with the spray paint.
That's a tag. That's a tag.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
if you find it on like in an art district, you see a smiley face.
I mean,
okay.
There's spray paint everywhere,
Yeah.
you know, an underpass and stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it could just be a thing, but if it's on a rock or I think there was even one instance where it was on like just a dirt patch. Like it was just like
by something that dealt with murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. A drowned victim pretty much is what they're saying. So
that's a crazy coincidence, if any.
They say that it's just not, so that's why they're not showing the other like symbols, but they say there are other symbols that they can tell that this is all being done, but they don't want to say who or what the symbols are just in case somebody's like, I can kill somebody and then spray paint a smile. Because what if it was just one killer at first? And then all of a sudden the theory kind of gained popularity and then maybe somebody else kills him and then that's another killer you got to find. Right. That's another, you know what I'm saying? So I get it. The FBI actually also released a statement involving the smiley face killer. It is this. The FBI has reviewed the information about the victims provided by 2 retired police detectives who have dubbed these incidents as smiley face murders and interviewed an individual who provided information to the detectives. To date, we have not developed any evidence to support links between these tragic deaths or any evidence sustaining the theory that these deaths are the work of a serial killer or killers. The vast majority of these instances appear to be alcohol-related drownings. The FBI will continue to work with the local police in the affected areas to provide support as requested. So the thing is...
drunk and falling into a river, huh?
But that's the thing is I almost feel like that's... if you're... now this is going to be dark, but if you're a serial killer and you don't want anybody to find you and stuff, you make it look like it's an accident. So your target demographic is probably drunk dudes coming home who they would just assume fell into a river.
Yeah. One push and they'll find alcohol in their blood from the autopsy.
Yeah.
And
that's it.
They're like, oh, he just fell.
Yeah. So
it's interesting.
It's like, it doesn't really add up. I don't buy it. Cause like, look, full disclosure, I've been drunk off my ass before. I still feel like I
don't feel like you're going to fall off a bridge into a river.
Yeah. I mean, then these guys must have been absolutely blacked out.
Yeah.
Right? Like
even
we've seen
then,
people
though,
that's what I'm saying.
Even then, though.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like even when you're blacked out, you're still like coherent enough to not fall in a river.
Yeah.
You might fall, but
yeah.
I don't know. But then again, who knows?
Maybe we just have never gotten to that point of drunk before. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. But
let's hope we never do.
Yeah. We've definitely we partied. All right. Well, while it is not agreed upon by all, the theory has resonated with the parents of the deceased. Multiple parents have come forward stating that their son shouldn't or wouldn't have just gotten drunk and drowned. Exactly what we were saying. I mean, I'll be the first to say that the idea that so many of these young men share similarities and died in the same way is very strange. The parents of these young men agree, and they have been working with the investigators and trying to make law enforcement take another look at these cases. So,
God, if that was my kid, I'd want them to relook at it, obviously.
Yep.
Be like, okay, I know my kid. They do dumb shit, but this is crazy. And then you have all these other piles of same cases.
Yeah.
Parents having the same concerns. And it's happening again and again. It's too coincidental not to look more into it, right?
I would agree. The theory grows. In my research, I have also seen the theory expand. multiple threads on Reddit are convinced that these killings are still happening. While that is Reddit, and you don't want to, like, Reddit's not factual, right? It's just, but the internet can do some crazy things. Mm-hmm. So people can identify and solve crimes within 5 minutes. I actually,
it is insane how fast they can trace
I don't
people.
want to get political here, but when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, I saw somebody posted a picture of the dude, mm-hmm. No, the FBI came out and said, "Hey, we have a picture of the dude, but we're not going to show it yet." And I remember reading a comment saying, "Post the picture, we'll find him." Like, the internet will fit. And I'm like, it's true. How many times have we like had friends that have been like, "Oh, I can find that person in 5 seconds." It's
I know.
There's some internet snoops out there, is my point.
I have had a friend literally be able to find everything about somebody.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Exactly.
Instantly.
It's kind of creepy, but like,
it is crazy.
It also is like, that's the age we're in now. Mm-hmm. So my point being, yes, if you like, I almost feel like if you put all of the details of a crime, like an unsolved crime, out on the internet, you think it'd probably be solved?
Could.
Like, chances are, I mean, like, you make the information known, everybody, like, at least out of everybody who uses the internet, one person will probably be like, "Oh, I know that dude." Mm-hmm. That's my point. Yeah. So anyway,
because it is a small world after all. It really is.
It is. And the internet just makes it smaller.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that was my point with the whole thing. But basically, the Reddit has tried to mm-hmm. handle this whole smiley face killer thing. So, since this theory has gained popularity with the public, these strange drownings with symbols nearby actually stretch from the Midwest to even New York and parts of the East Coast. So since it has gained popularity, Redditors are finding crime scenes where it's also been a part of the crime scene, stretching like the whole eastern United States.
Making a smiley face.
That would be crazy.
Oh my God. That would be crazy.
But there are those that actually believe the smiley face killers are in fact a cult and are responsible for the deaths of over 600 young men.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. So this theory is pretty wild. It has gained so much attention that us here on the Supernaturals podcast are hoping for more investigators to look into this strange mystery. But while we call for another look at this strange theory, let's take a look at another potential victim of the smiley face murders.
Before we jump into that.
Yes.
I'm really on the edge of it is a cult. It's a group of people. Huh? I think it's a group of people. And they're all just like... They're all like, "All right, today's the day Jared gets his turn." And
I don't even know if they target. They probably will like go to these bars and then like look at a specific dude and be like, "That guy."
Maybe they.
But then also like, how would they know that they'd be walking home alone?
Maybe they just pick random people that are walking home alone.
Maybe they just are like a troll and they hide out by like the overpass or the bridge or something, and then they just wait for somebody to walk by alone.
Like, what's their motive? Why are they killing young men?
I don't know, but like I said, making it look like an accident is like the best disguise.
It's true
for murder, I suppose.
Because obviously the police are looking the other way. Investigators are looking the other way.
They're like, "Oh, all the signs point to it's a drowning because he was drunk."
And then you have the people in the cult going, "Success."
Yeah. Crazy, dude. For years, man.
But 600? Wow. All right. Proceed.
So this case has been debated by multiple people as to if it's really a part of the smiley face murders or not. But it does lean into the theory that something else is going on in the Midwest. So
it's always the Midwest, dude. I swear. Every time.
Well, I mean, if you kind of think about it, Ed Gein, Wisconsin. John Wayne Gacy, was it Illinois?
Yeah.
Midwest. Not saying anything, but
And then all the cults happen in California.
Yeah, seriously. So without further ado, let's look at the strange case of Brandon Swanson. Considered a potential disappearance of the hypothetical Smiley Face killers, the shocking case of Brandon Swanson enters the arena. The date was May 14th, 2008, and 19-year-old Brandon Swanson had been making the 30-mile trip back home to his parents' house in Marshall, Minnesota.
So this is a year after Brian, right?
Yes.
That was his name?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He was coming from Canby, Minnesota, where he was studying wind turbines at Minnesota West Technical College. While classes ended for the year the day prior, Brandon decided to stay an extra day and celebrate with his friends, as you do when the school year is up. Brandon hit 2 different parties where friends said that he was drinking, although not nearly enough to be intoxicated. So when Brandon had decided it was time to head back home for the summer, he left around midnight. Reminder, his parents' home was 30 miles from where he was, and at around 2 a.m., Brandon's parents heard their phone ring. As they picked up, Annette and Brian Swanson heard the out-of-breath voice of their son. Brandon claimed that he had driven his car off into the side of the road and it was now stuck in a ditch. He told his panicked parents that he wasn't hurt, but the car could not be removed by just him. Brandon then asked if his parents could come pick him up, to which they got their shoes on and jumped in the pickup truck. His parents kept him on the line, and although there were occasional drops and static, the call went on for 47 minutes as Brandon's parents tried to find him. Brandon tried flashing his car lights to help his parents find him, but for some reason they just couldn't. Brandon saw lights ahead, like up ahead from a town. He figured that those lights may have been from the town of Lind. This town is roughly 7 miles southwest of Marshall. Before we go any further into the story, I do want to say that the town of Lind is completely out of the way from the route coming from Canby to Marshall. So that's the first red flag. Like, it's literally, there's a map. Mm-hmm. I'm sure all our Minnesota fans know this. But basically, here's Marshall. Mm-hmm. Here's where he was coming from. Okay. And all you had to do is just go down. Okay.
But he's like way over here.
Lind is actually further down.
Oh. What is he doing down there?
Exactly.
What are you doing?
Doesn't make sense. So, Brandon told his parents he was going to walk to the town of Lind and his parents could just meet him at a local bar where they could pick him up. He continued walking, his parents on the other side of the line, so close yet so far away. At around 2:30 a.m., the call hit its 47th minute mark. Brandon was talking and interrupted himself on the phone, shouting the words, "Oh shit," before going completely silent. His parents, panicked, kept asking him what happened, and although there was no reply, just an open line, they hung up and tried calling back. But this time, there was no answer, and that was the last time Brandon was ever heard from.
Never found his body?
Crazy shit. Nope.
Damn.
So, I don't know. Put yourself in this position. For some reason, you're in like a completely different part of your like state, county, whatever. You took a wrong turn at some point. Now, okay, if he was drunk and driving, the thing is, he still would have, like, if he crashed because he was drunk and driving or whatever, he was on a main road. Mm-hmm. How did he not crash then? And he went further down than he was home. So at some point he got off of the highway and got on this like dirt road surrounded by like cornfields and shit.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense at all.
Makes absolutely zero sense as to why he was down there.
Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea. The second thing is, if you're just sitting there, you're walking to town. First of all, something crazy happens to you. You sober up like immediately.
Adrenaline is pumping through your body.
So he's walking down this dirt road, trying to go towards these lights.
It's probably dark as shit out.
Dark as hell. He's probably got like fields on each side, dirt road. And you're talking to your parents, just trying to just keep walking. Just, okay, I'm just talking to my parents. And at some point you hear something or see something.
And you start
and
running.
You literally just go, oh shit. And that's it. His parents said they didn't hear any kind of a struggle, any kind of anything. He just was gone.
The phone dropped and that was it.
But the call was still on. So if there was some kind of struggle, his parents would have heard it.
Yeah.
It just went silent.
I don't know.
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense. Is there more?
Well, now comes the investigation.
All right.
So the Lind, I'm going to tell you, Jake, it's not great. You're not going to find your answers here. I'll tell you that. So now comes the investigation.
I don't even know if there were answers to begin with because you don't know why he's doing it in the first place.
The Lind police were not very helpful at first. Annette, Brandon's mom, had reported her missing son to the Lind Police Department at around 6:30 a.m. The police said that it was normal for young men to be out that late after classes got out. She even recalls one of the officers saying that it was Brandon's, quote, right to be missing. Which that's a pretty fucked up thing to say to a mom that's trying to find her kid.
Yeah.
It's his right to be missing. That's effed up.
Why would you say that to
the cop's
somebody?
basically trying to say like, he should be missing. He's like a kid, like just getting drunk and stuff.
Like, no.
I
was on the phone with him.
Exactly. Did you not hear the word I just said? So as the worried parents protested, the police department decided to contact the Lyon County Sheriff's Office and get him involved. They discovered that Brandon was actually calling from Taunton, Minnesota, which was along the main highway from Canby to Marshall. So now we're going to go back to the map.
Where's Taunton?
Literally along the highway. So he said he was in Lynn, which was way down here. Taunton is actually along the highway, but it was still like, so he's not all the way down here, but he was still took off like the highway for some random reason and ended up in a different like area. Just not all the way down there.
Gotcha.
So red flag number 2 is that
why would he say that at all?
Brandon seemed to not have any idea where he was at all. If he thought he was in Lind, the complete opposite direction, well, why? Also, again, why did he get off the highway? That doesn't make any sense. The sheriff's office ended up finding Brandon's abandoned car. But after some investigation, there were no tracks to lead authorities in a direction, and there was no evidence of foul play or anything else or on the vehicle.
Was it actually wrecked?
Yeah, it was lodged in a ditch.
So that's truth.
That was true. They ended up getting multiple county sheriff offices involved in the case. They were pinging his phone call with the towers, trying to pinpoint a location to search. But each time they would get to an area and search, there would be no trace of Brandon. The lights that Brandon may have seen were actually on top of a grain elevator near Taunton. So the little lights on top of those big like silos, he confused that with
city lights.
That to me is like, okay, maybe he was drunk.
Yeah.
But here you go. Authorities then sent everything they had to the case. Flyovers, canine units, search parties, but there was nothing. Brandon's dad recalled Brandon saying he could hear water nearby. This led investigators to send the canines along this one road, where the canines picked up a scent. They led investigators all the way to a stream where the scent faded into the water, leading the police to believe that Brandon drowned. The river along Lincoln County was around 10 feet deep the night Brandon disappeared, although during the search, it had gone down. So authorities sent horses and ATVs to search along and inside the river. The search ended up covering 122 miles and led to a tributary, which was the area in which a river leads to a larger body of water, like a lake. One of the dogs even continued the scent on the other side of the river, though, meaning that he may not have drowned. That is what Annette, Brandon's mom, keeps holding out hope for. The couple kept their porch light on every night for 5 years in hopes Brandon would return would return home. But alas, nothing.
Damn.
It is worth mentioning, along the area in the riverbed where the dogs smelled Brandon's scent, there were multiple graffiti drawings of smiley faces. Just in the middle of a river. Well, I think it's just a coincidence, personally. I do think something got Brandon. Maybe somebody at the party slipped him something in the drink, causing him to be disoriented. But then again, his parents said that Brandon didn't sound in the slightest bit intoxicated. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
and I feel like if you are that intoxicated, you would just be like, can you guys come get me?
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I don't know. It all seems so strange. Why? I get you trying to walk to the city, the place, or whatever. I get it. Your car's been, and you have no other choice, really. Or you just say, "Can you come get me?" and wait in your car.
Yeah,
that seems like a pretty valid option.
Could do that. I don't know. It's weird, but I do think something strange is happening in the Midwest and has been happening there for a while. The smiley face theory may not be true, but I do think it's strange that there are so many young men who disappear without a trace or drown after partying / bar hopping. And the thing is, even if the smiley face killer theory is not true, it at least recognizes that something is happening. Mm-hmm. Although we might not ever know.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It just seems like too many coincidences of the same story over and over and over again.
And the fact that people on the internet have been able to connect it with over 600 like multiple stories that are the same thing.
That's crazy.
I refuse to believe that it's just some random thing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, if it was a few, then
it was like maybe like 50 to 100. Yeah. Maybe that's pushing a little high. But like 600 of the almost identical case.
And I think, like, again, we can say from experience, like, we've been walking around our city drunk. We are able to handle it. Mm-hmm. And like most people who, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but most people who go out are able to control themselves.
Yeah.
And those who aren't have friends that can just like take their ass home.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. It's just strange how all of these men decided to go by themselves. Mm-hmm. And then
they're targeted.
They just somehow drown
or vanish.
Yeah. With like no evidence as to pointing what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something weird is going on. And I think that the smiley face killer theory is something that tries to connect the dots, but it's just a bummer because people in the FBI and stuff, I mean, they have a lot of other stuff they got to handle, right? Well, so 100%. I don't think that they can tackle a theory like this.
It really is just a bunch of dots right now.
Yeah.
That some are connected, some are not.
And a lot of like detectives and stuff, agents, whatever, they're not even acknowledging that there are dots to connect.
Yeah.
They're just saying it's just something that happens.
And ruling out.
You get the cops, like the one guy saying it's his right to be missing. And it's like, okay, well, that guy's not going to solve anything.
He's a part of the smiley face killers.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's the guy involved. Who knows? But anyway.
It's always the cop.
So as for Brandon and his family, well, Annette kept fighting. She ended up helping create Brandon's Law, which states that a person, no matter their age, gets classified as missing the second that it is reported. So actually, this is a real law. It's a thing. So,
you know, in tragedies, there spawns some good.
I know. It's like our Mothman episode. We talk about the bridge that collapsed, and it was such a terrible thing. But when that happened, it helped
make bridges safer.
Make bridges way safer.
Yep.
Which is like it's so strange that like tragedy breeds
innovation.
Yeah. Or like a silver lining or something. But it just kind of sucks. It's like, I wish it didn't have to be that way. Just like get it on the first try.
Yeah, but I mean, things have to evolve.
I know.
right? You don't think a lot of airplanes crashed before the Boeing 747, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just the way technology is now. You find out things off of bad things.
Yeah.
Can't learn without failing. That's kind of how life is.
I know. So the thing about Annette is that the words that officer said that it was Brandon's right to be missing really struck her. And she knew her son and knew something was wrong. And they didn't take her seriously when she reported it. So now, once a person is reported missing, there is no waiting just because they're an adult. So that is cool.
It's like an immediate Amber Alert.
Yeah. So what do you think? Are these just not casual. Are these just unfortunate situations, or is there something more nefarious going on? What do you think, Jake?
I don't think it's coincidence.
We actually got Jake to like be in on something, guys. What the heck?
Dude, it's just, there's too many not to think that something odd is fucking happening.
There's a whole bunch of stories like this too. It's not just these two.
I know.
There's a shit ton.
These are just two of the many.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could see it being a cult, some sort of people that just fucking want to do this and are getting away with it and can keep getting away with it.
Yeah.
Because they've targeted specific people.
Yep.
If you're the unlucky man that goes home, the thing is, don't go home alone then.
Yeah.
Right?
I was going to let you do that. And then I was going to say, like, if you
like
are going out with your boys or your gals or whatever.
Even if you get mad and want to storm off,
don't.
Go home with somebody.
Yeah, you got to go home with somebody, or make sure you got the find my location thing, because police can track that. So if you do go
even
missing,
when your phone is off, make sure you have that setting on, because you can track it even though your phone is off.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, for a certain amount of time, I believe.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because you used to be able to just shut someone's phone off and then it would go away.
Yeah.
But that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
So we're always out here talking about keeping your head on a swivel and be careful out here.
As we in the Supernaturals always say, keep your head on a swivel.
It is fucking every time.
So personally, like Jake, I also think that there's something else happening. Mm-hmm. I think that there's so much about this world that we just don't know about. From aliens to murders to monsters. I think that we have no way of knowing what is actually hiding from us in the shadows. And we may be, choosing to trust those that have those answers. You know what I'm saying? Jeez, soul. Got freaked out. But you know what I mean? Like, we're choosing to trust people who might have these answers, but they're never going to tell us. It could be like a sworn off. I mean, we'll talk about this. There's an episode in particular next season that I cannot wait to talk about. It's, you know what? No, you're going to have to wait until April. Come on back. It is one of the first, I think it's the second one we do. So, yeah, just be ready for that. But it does kind of involve this where maybe the people are sworn to just like never say anything, right? Like, yeah.
Reminds me of
secrecy is crazy.
It reminds me of all of a sudden, you remember that woman that was on the plane saying that motherfucker's not real?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she went silent.
She went silent.
And then claimed to never have done that.
She said she was drunk or something.
Yeah.
No, you weren't.
That was so crazy.
No, you got approached by like two dudes in like black ties and stuff.
Ties, yeah. Coming out of the shadows and me like.
We know better than that. So, yeah, I'm just saying there is... To me, there's something else going on. There's so much stuff. Bigfoot could be freaking kept in a lab somewhere.
It's true. We don't know.
I mean, I don't believe in Bigfoot. But the point is, it could be. You don't know. Like, if he is, we'll have no idea. Aliens, I think that they will never be, like, they've practically confirmed that shit. I mean, they have. They have hearings and stuff all the time. Have these crazy UAPs running around and stuff. And then you have this freaking... comet thing, 31 Atlas or whatever coming at us. And that could be an alien spaceship or whatever it is. It's freaking nuts. And they took pictures of it and they still don't know like what it is. Granted, this comes out like we're filming this like 2 weeks in advance. So this might be, maybe they have more information. I don't know. But regardless,
it's a wild world. It's a wild
there
world.
could be a lot of shit going on. So smiley face killer theory, it's not too far off, I would say.
That is true.
I do believe that we are not getting the full story when it comes to Brandon Swanson. There are just too many questions that need answers, and I am not sure how to get them.
Yeah, literally like so many whys.
But regardless of whether it's real or fake, the smiley face theory is at least somebody trying to make an effort in getting those answers for us.
Damn.
So, anywho, that is our story today, everybody.
Yes. Thank you for sticking around the whole time if you're still here.
Yes.
Quite an interesting story, I must say.
Get those tingles.
Definitely some mind-bending things of just what's going on in today's world.
Strange.
And of yesterday's world.
Yeah.
Because
never know.
Those two stories were from the early 2000s. And who knows?
Yeah, like I said, Redditors still think it's still happening to this day.
That's so freaking bizarre.
They're still finding cases and stuff.
Yeah, wild. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Yeah. If you, again, want us to do certain episodes, I know one of you reached out to us about doing a potential witchcraft episode. That would be cool. I know it's completely off topic, but my point is, if you tell us you want an idea, like you have an idea or something, we'll definitely consider it. Yeah. I would like to do a witchcraft episode. However, I'd like an actual witch to like be on the pod telling us. So we'll try to do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know magic.
It's true.
So maybe I'll hit up Elizabeth Olsen and she can tell me how to do all that Scarlet Witch shit. So.
Well, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next week for our final episode of the season.
Finale of the Supernaturals podcast.
Back at it for another Halloween special.
All right, guys.
Take care, be safe, and we'll see you around the graveyard.
Also, keep your head on a swivel, god damn it.
Thanks for listening to this chilling episode of the Supernaturals. For your protection, make sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. And stay tuned for the next episode.
Hey guys, I know this is crazy. We're back at the end of the episode because we got some crazy real-time news just like the other day.
Yes.
Cal had mentioned, right, that we were looking up the smiley face killings and theory and all that for the episode. And that got me intrigued. So I looked up online and all of a sudden, not a day ago from when we looked it up, we saw more potentially linked smiley face theory murders.
Yeah, pretty much. I heard about this last year. If anybody was kind of keeping up with it, down south, they found a bunch of bodies in rivers and lakes and things like that. And local authorities were saying that it wasn't linked to a serial killer. They couldn't find any evidence. However, this year, it is said that 16 bodies have been recovered and 5 of them in the same week last month.
That's insane.
That's in Houston. So it's crazy because Gannon, the guy that we were talking about earlier, he actually is being looked at right now. He's come up like with some comments saying that he believes it is the smiley face killers. It's the same thing. If you look at the everybody who's being unfortunately murdered and
targeted.
We're gonna say murdered because these people have been murdered.
Yeah,
are all they match the same kind of
young guy.
Yeah,
that's
young fit dude that we
literally
saw in the episode.
Persona of what they're targeting, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so here's actually a quote from Gannon. We've never seen drowning numbers like this before, especially with a drowning occurring every other day in the same location. So he thinks he's examining dates, times, locations, along with everything else to try to connect everything. He thinks that there could be issues in Atlanta, Louisiana.
So it's stretching over a few states for sure.
He said this is, he says that they are now reaching over 700 plus potential victims.
Yeah, I read that too. And I was like, holy cow. Because I think on the episode, we said 600.
600. It's now up to 700. And that was just from Redditors. That wasn't Gannon himself. Now Gannon himself is saying that. So
it's crazy. This has got to be cool.
It is. It literally says now it is no longer Smiley Face Killer. It is now the Smiley Face Killers theory because of how many there probably is. So holy crap, guys. That is some real world news. Yeah, also, what are the odds that this episode came out and then this happened?
Oh, I know. It's crazy. Like, it was just very coincidental.
Very weird. We are not a part of this. It just happened.
No. But that's wild. It's just a scary thought to even think about, and it's happening in real time.
Yeah. Yeah, we plan our episodes like months in advance. So this was always like supposed to be the episode before Halloween. And it just so happens that this is now in the news. So it is quite strange, but
yeah. Well, let us know your thoughts, your theories, concerns, questions, anything. Let us know, because we'll be excited to read them and get this conversation starting.
Sweet.
See you guys. Take care.